Yo, do a kickflip!
Tony Hawk!
There I was, just spinning around. Wipe your hands and surfaces. Why? Because I can now, and I probably won't be able to soon. Hey, what's up? I'm Tony Hawk, and today I'm filling in. I'm your substitute do a kickflip guy from Eric Hostin.
Hey, do a kickflip! Hey, do a kickflip!
What?
Do a kickflip!
I got my Jordans on though.
That's all right. Aren't Jordans for skating? Oh, yes! You're on do a kickflip with the Berrics. I'm Eric Hostin.
All right.
Hey, yo, do a bar spin! Yes! Sick. That was sick, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, later.
I feel like his whole life was leading up to that moment. Like someone to call him out to do a bar spin, because he was locked and loaded right when I said it. For being one of the greatest skateboarders of all time, your video game character stats are one of the worst. Even Spider-Man had better stats than you. Did you owe the developers money or something? Why did they do you dirty like that?
No, I think it was because every time I would go in, I was like, man, how'd you like the game? And I'd be like, I never played it before.
What's the loudest noise you've ever made?
In my life?
Yeah. What's the best high you've ever hit singing?
Well, look, I only have one gear. Whenever Tenacious D plays, at some point I hit the high D. It's one note higher than the high C.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what the song is, it's always in the key of D. And when we come around to the end of my solo, I always say, so the answer is every night. With my clean ass, never been grinded more. Yeah!
Hey, what's up? I'm Tony Hawk, and I'm here to tell you about some of my worst injuries throughout my skate career, and it's been a long one. Okay, so we built a loop ramp for my Boom Boom Huck Jam tour, and all the guys learned how to do it. Bucky, Bob, Andy, the BMX riders, even Lincoln and Sergi learned how to do it eventually. We had this loop dialed, right? Like every night. Right after that tour ended, I was invited to Bob's because he was shooting Wild Boys with Steve-O and Pontius, and they had an orangutan that skated. I was just hyped to bring my kids to see this orangutan skate. That was really my directive, and then they said, hey, we got these funny costumes, you guys want to skate in the orangutan costumes? And yeah, so we did some routines that we knew from the Huck Jam, and I'll never forget Bob going, gorilla loop! And at the moment I was like, yeah, no problem. You know, we've been doing the loop every time. But what I didn't consider was that Bob's loop was so weathered and really not like a perfect circle. It was just kind of kinked at that point. His starting ramp was not really fast enough to get enough speed to do it. And the first rule of loops is that you don't pump out, because if you pump out, you do the Schaefer thing where you're off the wall and spinning in the air. My first attempt, I didn't quite stick on the wall at 12 o'clock and ended up knee sliding around. I was so like in the moment that I thought, oh, I just got to pump. So I tried to pump off of Bob's starting ramp, and then I pumped into the transition and pumped out. Did exactly like what I tell people do not do. And there I was just spinning around, landed on my head and my hip, broke my pelvis, fractured my skull, broke my thumb. Still to this day, my thumb doesn't bend all the way, and my signature changed that day. When I sign my name, I can tell like pre-loop or post-loop.
I know how to land on every trick. I got a system. I could teach you now or later or whatnot. Tony Hawk and myself finally meet in person.
Finally.
How's it going, Tony?
There should have been an explosion or something when our hands touched.
They'll do that in special
Okay,
effects.
good.
Go to settings, down, special effects. There should be explosion right above slow motion. Somewhere in there, you'll see it. There's all these kids going to skate parks for the first time. You remember what it's like being nervous? Your mom's still in the car and you're like, do I drop in? You know, you're like, I don't know. Anxious, don't worry about that. We're gonna show you how to instantly become the coolest person at the skate park. You might actually be my favorite skater of all time.
Oh, thank you.
You might be. And I say might because I don't know the secret identity of my favorite skater of all time. Spider-Man. Ever since I unlocked him in Tony Hawk 2, he has been my favorite skater, but I've had my sneaky suspicions.
Oh, Spider-Man, yeah.
You're both goofy, same trick, same style, but now that you're in person, I have the final piece of the puzzle. See, I met Spider-Man back in November. Don't ask me how my sister pulled it off, but he came to my birthday party, which was fantastic because it was a Spider-Man themed birthday party. We had little Spider-Man napkins. How he has a napkin company, I don't know. The man's a mystery. But listen, I know how tall he is. Hold on, back to back. Hey. Spider-Man?
I don't know. You know, don't ask questions you don't want the answers to.
Okay, where were we? The entrance. This is how you roll up. Let him know there's a new sheriff in town.
What? Good night!
That's how it's done, people.
It definitely shows you know what you're doing.
You don't even have to land your next trick. People will assume you can do it because you did this on the way in. Yeah, he could probably do that backside nose blunt. Did you see how he showed up? Once you go in, you're instantly the coolest. But you could throw that all out the window. Being a nervous skater and you have that nightmare scenario where your board was actually backwards the whole time. Nose is a tail, tail is a nose. What do we do? You gotta pretend that an accident was done on purpose because that's the coolest thing you could ever do in life.
Okay.
And you just do a little, and everybody thinks you did that on purpose. They didn't know that your board was backwards and you had to figure that thing out. You know what I mean?
That you did a little
You had
pirouette.
a little snafu, you figured it out.
Right.
And everyone's like, wow.
Wow. Okay, that's smooth. I gotta have a little vert style on it, you know?
How hard was it not naming your first child Tony Hawk 2 with the number? Ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat. A dynamic duo, the skateboarding had to wait 150 years to get together, are back again. You've never done a big spin kickflip.
I've never done any big flip, not one.
How many tricks have you invented though?
Dozens, but they're all on vert. It was basically in the 90s when I sort of gave up my street career. That's when all the flip stuff started happening, all the big flips and things like that. And by then I'd already moved on to just skinny vert only.
It was like you and big flips kept crossing paths over your career, but it just never connected.
Yes.
That's just like the plot of the 1989 movie When Harry Met Sally. But you're Billy Crystal and big flips are Meg Ryan.
Oh!
Get my back right here. Come on, Birdman. Okay, I'm retiring from skateboarding. I'm done.
Good night!
Dude.
I got something for you.
For me?
To thank you, yeah. I wrote, thank you, Donovan, Tony Hawk 2, also known as Spidey.
Dude, thank you so much,
You know the
man.
secret now. I was Spider-Man.
My dream trick is a backside shove to backside blunt slide and then backside 180. I don't anticipate this to come easy or at all, but I've been wanting to do it and here we are. Sticking it out, buddy. Merry kickflip! We have got a lot of stuff in this sleigh. Oh, look you got my shoes on.
Yeah, dude, they're my favorite
Well,
skate
here,
shoes.
I got a pair of A's. You can probably trade them.
Oh!
I smell Martinez, Skater of the Year. What's up, man? Congratulations. That was amazing.
Give us a kickflip. Yeah. Kickflip in.
All right, let's go.
No.
Do a kickflip!
Okay, I got you. My ollies are super bad, but yay.
All right, nice ollie.
Oh, Tawny.
That's me.
Oh, thank you. It's you? We love him. We love him.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Tony. Thank you for letting me do this.
My son Keegan, he dropped in on vert when he was super young, 8 or 9. I was trying to give you some
No, do it,
perspective,
man.
like-
Do it. Make me look dumb.
No,
I appreciate
because
it.
you're saying I'm not very good at skateboarding.
I'm gonna do it today, definitely. I mean, I'm definitely gonna do it. So it's always been a dream of mine to drop in on a vert ramp. Everyone's doing the 100 push-up challenge, the ice bucket challenge. So that's it. I challenged myself to drop in. I knew that if I didn't like make a spectacle of it and hold myself to the date, I wouldn't do it. So I picked the day before my birthday, which is today. Today's the day.
Yes!
For the Birdman.
That was impressive. That was a free fall, too.
Dude, Tony Hawk! I've been in front of Tony Hawk!
So in the midst of all this COVID-19 pandemic, just remember to practice social distancing. wipe your hands and surfaces. What you call a varial, as in varial flip, is actually a shove it. A varial is done only by using your hand and turning the board. Using your hand. A shove it is done using only your feet. Now you know. This is it.
You're at the Houston vert ramp. This is my backyard, and we put up a vert ramp.
I guess that says
If
it all.
you build it, we will come.
How you feeling, dude?
I'm old and tired, but it was worth it.
For Monday, we have how to install rails, ninja training with Steve and Art Godoy. It must be nice with DJ Led. That would be nice. For God's sakes, what is...
Let's start microwave.
It takes away the whole soul of a bagel.
That's where the soul gets baked in.
What about Tony Hawk?
He's good. He's shred.
We're gonna focus on my section, which is probably the only street heavy part I ever did. So this is a long time ago. Okay, this is Riley's mom as a background, and then this is me doing animations, morphing every one of our logos into each other, because that was in the days of everyone's morphing, like Michael Jackson video where everyone's face changes. And when I put these effects on the footage, it's only because the footage was terrible. So I was trying to make it look kind of appealing. So cheesy. Yeah, the big question is why. And my wife definitely was the one asking it the loudest, because she would see me come home every time exhausted and kind of beaten up. And I think the answer is, I knew I still had it in me to do some of the stuff, and I know I won't, probably very soon in my future. And it was kind of like, let's get it while we can. I'm still limber, I can still bounce back a little bit, but I feel like in the next few years, that's gonna end. And I won't be able to try the stuff that's scary or dangerous. And so I guess that's it. Why? Because I can now, and I probably won't be able to soon. Big fan of your skating, you're awesome.
If you can go back in time to give advice to 24-year-old Tony, what would it be?
If I were to go back and talk to that kid, I would just say, stay the course, you're not gonna believe what's in store, and don't try to do a loop in a gorilla suit. You can't listen to the haters. That's my best advice to anyone. If I had listened to the haters, I would have quit a long time ago. I would have quit when I was 11 years old. Like, I used to get bashed by professional skaters because my style was dorky, or it was all circus. It was, you know. But you can't. You've got to believe in yourself. Skateboarding has given me a sense of identity, a sense of self-confidence. It's given me an unbelievable career. It's given me a way to provide for my family, and it's given me opportunities I never dreamed of. You know, I still am, stuff is happening that I can't believe that I get to participate in. It gave me my voice. And I was a pretty scrawny kid that was unsure of himself and trying to fit in. And it gave me this unique voice and a way to express myself like nothing else.